welcome everyone. So welcome to the first PCA Upper Canada Region Social in person in 17 months. Good to see everyone. Welcome to those joining us online, virtually on Zoom. We wish you were here. And we got a nice little presentation here. We got some beautiful Porsches to show you, some club announcements. So beautiful night. You know, I look at the weather and it's sunny and it's baking hot every day, no rain. And then the day we want to do our first in-person social in 17 months, what do we get? Yeah, exactly. But we've been so lucky. I mean, I know we've got rain in certain parts of Southern Ontario, but we've been fairly lucky. I'd like to thank Dagmar for our hostess for checking everybody in. As well, welcome to our Vice President, Jackie Metcalf. We've got many board members here. This is like our first board meeting as well. Since we took office December 1st, we haven't seen each other in person. So it's just wonderful. Society's heading in the right direction. So just very briefly, we got many events coming up. You've probably seen them on the website as well as in your e-blasts. Well, we've got many more coming up. So you'll see on September the 10th, I believe it's 11th, Cars and Coffee at the new Porsche of London. If you're out that way, I hope you join us. We've been talking to some of the Porsche centers, and we've got a couple other events to announce, some really exciting and unique events. Some of them will be on a weekday evening. Just get out, you know, enjoy the weather, enjoy our Porsches. So we hope you join us. And for right now, we're going to go and do a concours little presentation, and we're going to do some prizes after. So don't go anywhere. We've got some awesome prizes thanks to Porsche Canada and our UCR goodie store, which you probably already saw is set up indoors there. So I'd like to introduce you. Kai Wankum, he's our concours co-chair, as well as Michael Pullman, who's past president and our concours co-chair. So September 4th, Fireman's Park, Niagara Falls. You all want to mark it on your calendar. We're going to have an amazing concours d'elegance event, and I'll let these guys tell you about it.
Hi, everyone. Registration is open now, so you better get busy. Put your name down because we expect it to fill up pretty quickly. We've had lots of people sign up this morning already.
Louder, Kai.
Sorry. The event is, we call it the Concours, although this year it'll have a slight difference in that it'll be a similar event, a show and shine really, with what we call peer judging. What that means is that everyone that enters gets a form to vote on the best car in each class that's presented there. And then at the end, we just tally the votes for 25 classes, in fact. And there will be a winner trophy awarded as well as a runner-up. Plus, we'll have a couple of special awards for best in show, maybe the oldest best preserved. Not quite certain yet, but there'll be 2 or 3 special awards as well. I hope that makes sense for the peer judging. It's very simple. It's just all about fun, really, and a relaxed time, a good time.
Yeah, so it's open obviously to Porsches, but no Porsche kit cars, so they have to be some different Porsches. And like I said, there'll be 25 classes. It's free for members to register. It's $20 if you're not a member, but we will on the registration desk have membership, so you might as well pay a little bit more and become a member if you're not a member at the time. So there will be food at the event. The Fireman's Park does have a little food building, so I'm in discussion with them right now for various breakfast items, various lunch items. So you don't need to bring lunch if you don't want to. So they'll be there. There's washrooms there on site as well, and it's a lovely big green field, and you can see down to Niagara and the lake. It's very picturesque and lots of room. So we're looking forward to it. So as I said, the maximum is 150 cars. It will be open to the public as well, so the public can enter for free. Yeah, it opens at 9 o'clock and it runs until 2 o'clock. anybody wants to volunteer, just come see Kyle.
That's about it. I'll see you there.
Yeah, volunteers. Yeah.
Volunteers, the more the merrier. Make it easier for everyone.
You get a free T-shirt
And, yes,
like this, like this.
this is from 2 years ago.
Whoa, nice.
So you can register your car and show it, or you can just show up and just take in the event, come for the day, stay the weekend in Niagara Falls. It's bring the family. It's a family event. So Fireman's Park, they just underwent a whole bunch of renovations. They've got a beautiful amphitheater there. They've got food and drink. So it's just going to be a really wonderful, wonderful afternoon. And I should also mention, I believe I forgot to mention that I'm Stefan Walther, your president. I think I forgot to mention that. So, you know, just in case some of you are wondering why I have to talk.
And he lives there, so we'll go back to his place for a barbecue after.
Yeah, so we're not going to give my address out. So thank you both. And you may notice we have a little display here of some Porsches. So there's actually a Porsche. Some of you may not know that Porsche actually built a car for the PCA club. And this is Michael Pullman's club coupe here. And it's a 2016. It's the GTS package. And he actually won it, but with an asterisk. He won the right to purchase it.
And then the blue one over there, Azuro blue. Where's Photo? Photo's over there. That's the 2006 or 2006.
Can't hear you.
2006 50th anniversary. That's the 50th. 60th.
Wow.
So anyway, a wonderful time, September 4th. Summer is just beginning. And we look forward to seeing you all there. And it'll be a great time. Our next presenter is a club member, and he's also an advertiser in Province Magazine. You may have seen his advertisements. It is David Pace, and he's right over here. And I'm going to get your business name right this time. It's Collector Car Canada. So David, if you want to come up here, and he's going to tell you a little bit about his business. He's got a car here as well that's related to his business.
Hello, everyone. This will be brief because Stefan didn't tell me he was going to do this. But like myself, many of you might have been fascinated by the proliferation of online collector car auctions over the past 5 or 10 years. I certainly have been. And as slick as the offerings are in the US, I find, having been a buyer and a seller in the US, they leave a little bit to be desired for Canadians we here in the Canadian market. So I decided I'd throw my hat in the ring. Collector Car Canada, the biggest difference is that everything trades in Canadian currency. So there's no importing cars and having to pay duty and all that kind of thing. It's targeted towards the Canadian market. The gray 997 behind you on the grass is that's a 2007 car, and that car will be launched on the site tomorrow evening. So our auctions run from Wednesday to Wednesday. They sit for a week. There's opportunity to interact amongst each other, among members, as well as ask questions directly from the seller or arrange an appointment to go see the seller. So watch for that one tomorrow night on collectorcarcanada.ca. Did I get it right, Stefan?
Got it.
Thank you.
Thanks, David. So yeah, check out his website, collectorcarcanada.ca. Yes, .ca. There you go. And so next up, just like Porsche in Germany, our club PCA has a excellent relationship, and which is why they build cars just for us. But we also have a very good relationship with Porsche Canada, and Push O'Brien is with us this evening. Push, where are you? You're here. There you are. So Push was very generous. This Porsche brand new Taycan Cross Turismo. If everyone could just break a little bit so the camera, the Zoom audience can get in there. Sorry. The right to purchase one in 2025. So high demand for all these Porsches. I was talking to another club member here this evening. He's got a Taycan on order for 2023, I believe. And really wonderful cars. I'm going to let Push tell you a few things about it. Porsche Canada contacted me last week and said, we got the first Taycan Cross Turismo in the country in our possession. Can we come out and see you? And we said, yes, please come out. So Push, tell us a few things, and maybe Chris will get in there a little bit. And we're going to try to make sure everyone can hear us, but it's a fabulous car.
Great, thank you. Yeah, like Stefan mentioned, we love to come out to these events. So far, they've been virtual this year, so I may have seen some of your faces online. And we talked about the Taycan sedan, a bit about the Cross Turismo the last couple of times. Because you probably don't want to see me on the camera the whole time, let's go check out the car. I'll highlight some of the things that are similar to the sedan, also things that are different because it's a Cross Turismo. It's geared towards a different, audience and perhaps a different use case. It's very much a continuation of the Taycan story. So where the Taycan was new ground for Porsche with an electric vehicle, fully electric, big battery, this is fully electric with a bit more capability to go off-road, off the beaten path, maybe hit a new consumer that we weren't with the Taycan sedan. With all walk-arounds, we like to start at the front. So you've all seen this before on the Taycan with the headlamps, the 4 points, you've seen the air curtains. What's new is that the front diffuser. So this one has the off-road design package. It's a bit unique compared to the standard Cross Turismo, but they're both new for this car. The front valence is all new. This one is in gloss black because it's the turbo, but if you're in the Turbo S, it's carbon. If you're in the 4S, it'll be satin black, and of course in the 4, it's brilliant silver. That also brings me to a new model. The Taycan comes in a 4S Turbo and Turbo S in Canada. The Cross Turismo comes in a base 4, so all-wheel drive only. This car is not offered in a rear-wheel drive configuration at all. Kind of makes sense given the audience it speaks to. It's meant to be taken off the beaten path. It shouldn't be rear-wheel drive for those reasons. So move along the side just for fun. That off-road design package also caters to the side. Unique side skirts over here, also gloss black. 4 new wheel designs just for the Cross Turismo, and all the Taycan wheels are unique to Taycan. They're all made for an electric car. They're all made for aerodynamics and, of course, for the styling, because we don't want them to look, bad on an electric vehicle. One of my favorite features, I like to demo it, is this electric charge port door. You've probably already seen it online, but pretty cool stuff. And in Canada, what's really neat is this has an ice breaking function. It was tested in Norway. If this is covered with ice in the middle of winter, up to a centimeter of ice, it'll notice that because it won't be able to pull in, reverse the torque of the motor to push outwards to break the ice, and then allow you to charge your car. Beyond a centimeter of ice, we should be parking your car in the garage at that point, but yeah, then you might have to wait for it to melt a bit of it. We'll keep on going around the back. So of course, one of the main differences on the Cross Turismo is right here. You have a lot more space. In terms of the wheelbase, it's the same as a sedan, but the car itself is 11 centimeters longer. So not much, but of course, a bit more of a stance here. You got 9 centimeters more headroom in the front, and then, 9 millimeters, 47 millimeters more headroom in the back when you get the panel roof. So it does feel more spacious, especially for the back seat. And unlike the sedan that has a traditional trunk, this one, of course, has a hatch. That gives you about 400 liters more cargo room with the seats down than the sedan. So while the sedan can fit golf clubs without issues, this one can take your luggage for a long weekend, maybe a trip to the cottage. Not many issues compared to maybe driving a sedan with a family and all your gear. And of course, both the sedan and the Cross Turismo have roof rails as optional. With a roof box, you can add on top. Haven't spoken this much outdoors in a long time. So just like the sedan, of course, this has its own spoiler. Up here, it's at the top of the hatch. The diffuser itself, down below, that's all new for the Cross Turismo. This one as well is in gloss black. Very unique. You'll see the slats there. You see the design really accentuates the sportiness of this car. And finally, unlike the sedan, this has a rear windshield wiper. I know that sometimes an option in some of our vehicles. Of course, with this form factor, you definitely need a rear wiper. We have one in here. Afterwards, we'll do some questions and answering if you want to, but overall,
those are the unique highlights of the sedan versus the Cross Turismo. On the inside, it's all the same. So this is more for the Zoom audience online, but you can take a look afterwards. We have the new cockpit. We have the 4 screens in here. So one is the curved instrument cluster. One is the PCM, 10 inches. We have a passenger display as well, which is optional for your co-pilot to maybe mess around with the audio, the nav, look at some G-forces. You can go ahead and open that door, yeah. And then we have the rising center console that controls climate functions, some charging functions, and so on. This car today has the vegan interior. This is the Sportex interior, so non-leather, and an Alcantara steering wheel. It has the GT steering wheel with multifunction as well. And a couple of other interesting tidbits in here. Of course, you have contrasting seat belts in this car. The black accent package inside, and a couple of other goodies you can take a look to. And honestly, that's the design, that's the exterior. Talking some numbers, there's not much of a performance downgrade versus the sedan. In terms of horsepower numbers, they're the same. So this is 616 horsepower nominal rating with overboost at 670 horsepower. Wow. That's measured with a 2.5 second interval with, all that power going through the inverter into the electric motors, both of them. The Turbo S, of course, goes up to 750. So it's insane. Even driving in here was a bit scary. In terms of 0 to 100 time, while the sedan is 0.1 seconds faster, this goes 0 to 100 in 3.3 seconds with launch control. So still blisteringly fast for a station wagon, or what we like to say a cross Turismo.
Kush, could you convert those numbers into dollars, please?
Dollars, of course. So this as options, this is about 180,000 Canadian. I have to hold the numbers exactly. I know the sedan off the top of my head, but I'd say around 180. We have a Taycan 4 variant, which is the base variant of the Taycan lineup. That starts at, I want to say 120 and change. Taycan 4S sedan is a little bit higher, and so on. These can go up to 214 or so with Turbo S. And of course, everyone knows more with options, depending on what you add. This car is well kitted out too. You have the bigger wheels, off-road design package, electric charging port doors, and so on. And
Kush, the life of the battery, what's the life expectancy of the battery?
So the battery life expectancy is a question we get often. We expect it to last, well into the lifetime of the car. It's warranted for 8 years and up to 160,000 kilometers to not degrade beyond, I want to say it's 80% of its usable capacity. So quite a healthy warranty on the battery, more than we put on the car, because there was a lot of confidence we have in the product there. Also, we're outfitting Porsche centers to replace not the batteries as a whole, but modules, because we don't want to be creating waste there. And finally, we're working on recycling them in an environmentally friendly manner, because that's part of the ethos of this car, being sustainable and creating that. Also, talking batteries and charging, every Taycan comes with a home charger. So you'll have one to put in your house. You can buy an additional one for your cottage or your second home as well. And every Taycan in Canada sold comes with 3 years of inclusive charging at a highway charging network called Electrify Canada. So that means when you're driving to Montreal, you're driving to the cottage, you can stop for a charge, and as long as it's under 30 minutes, it's free. Beyond that, you pay a small fee, but up to 30 minutes should get you beyond 80% and good to go on your way. So that's something that we've included to increase the confidence in the range and the charging capability of the Taycan. And then this year, we're installing chargers at a couple of high-end golf courses, hotels, retail establishments as part of destination charging. Something new in the industry, but we want to put chargers where you go. So you'll see those cropping up on the website sometime soon. And yeah, that's basically all we had to say about the car. We want you to take a look at it. It's the second one in Canada, so please be gentle. But if you have any questions, let me know, and yeah, we can chat. Yeah. Yeah, you get a home charger.
Can you repeat the question?
Yeah, so the question was, do you get a home charger including the car? Every Taycan comes with the charger. You can upgrade it if you want to one with an LCD screen and a couple other features, but you do get one standard. And then beyond that, for charging on the road, you have 3 years of inclusive charging with Electrify Canada. No, this is a fixed spoiler. Yeah. You have some active aero elements up front with the flaps, but the spoiler is fixed.
Anyone else have any questions for Kush? Yeah.
This is a Neptune blue. It's a new color for this model year. Last year we had gentian blue, which you know is a bit more metallic, a bit of a lighter color. It's not a club blue like you see here in other vehicles, but this is all new. I think it's pretty beautiful. It's pretty rare too. There's not that many of these encountered right now with this color.
The specialized charging, is this rather like Tesla have their own dedicated Tesla charging? No. So this is a generic, majority generic charging
Yeah.
point.
And
So-
repeat the question.
Oh, so the question here was about the charging plug, whether it's proprietary or not. So the Taycan and most new EVs from domestic, US, Canadian, and German manufacturers and Asian makes are going to this plug here. It's called the CCS plug, or you'll hear it called the universal plug because it's very common in North America now. Yeah, so the charges I'm talking about that are going to be on highways are going to be usable for most makes. Electrify Canada is brand agnostic by design, so the Taycan can charge there, e-trons, etc. Yeah. That's the front. I can open it.
Is it two separate types of receptacles? Both, two types?
Yes, exactly.
See
So,
a round and a loop.
perfect. So great question here. We had are there two different types of receptacles in the plug? And you'll notice I opened that charge port earlier and I opened this one. They're actually similar. So that one has AC charging only. It's at the driver's side. So when you go home, you get out of the car and you can plug it in. And that's just that circle connector there. It has a term for nerds, we'll call it J1772. That's part of the universal charging side. The passenger side has a DC charge port. So it's the same circle with two more big pins at the bottom. That's for that high power charging off the highway. So we're talking 270 kilowatts, 800 volts, hundreds of amps. At home, you're going to use maybe 50, 80 amps and 240 volts, so much less. And of course, we have it on both sides. This side's DC only. They both go into the battery, as you can expect. But yeah, that's what I call CCS, the combined charging standard. That means this DC plug. Universal is what we use to just describe this whole world of charging. It's a bit like your friends with the Android phones and Apple phones. Two different plugs, but they do the same thing. In the world of charging, one plug is pretty common, and it's the one that's on the bike.
So is the whole plug unit feeding onto that, the round in the old?
Yeah, so if you're charging at home on AC, the plug will go into the round portion.
Oh, okay.
That's all you have on the driver's side, but on this side you have both. And then if you're charging DC, oh crap,
Yes,
you see it stops there for me.
that's good. It's got a pinch guard protector.
Pinch guard to make sure you don't hurt yourself when you're charging. When you're charging DC, the plug is big. The cables are usually pretty hefty too, so you have to go in there and click them in. Some of the highest power ones, there's actually liquid running through the cable. Yeah, so Electrify Canada, when you're grabbing one of those cables, I've had my fiance go and pull one and try it. They're pretty hefty. You need to like put your arm into it. That's because coolant is running up and down the cable to allow you to charge so quickly. Like 350 kilowatts, 270 kilowatts. The transformer on your residential street probably is similar. Just for multiple houses, that's going into one car when you're charging. So it's quite a bit of juice. Yeah.
So
Yeah,
the light's gonna dim in your house.
No, they won't. And
I shouldn't.
we do have a product specifically for that. The home energy manager. That's for people who have that concern. So the front isn't too big. It's enough for a carry-on piece of luggage. And then of course you have the big truck. The electronics, all over the place. So you do have two motors.
Well, you can't see anything unless you put it on the left.
Yeah, and the dealers can remove some of the cladding to get in there. But you don't want to be working on high voltage equipment. We actually specifically train dealers to be high voltage technicians and high voltage experts. They have to go to Germany right now for that training, and I'm not even certified personally.
Not visible for the uninitiated.
No, any cabling you'll see that's orange in the car, that's high voltage cabling. You don't want to be messing with that at all. Yeah.
You like my next one.
If we're
Repeat the question.
how many screens are in the car was the question? 4 with the optional passenger display. And if you get the 4-zone climate control, you technically have a small screen back there, but we're not going to count that one. You have 4 up front. And the funny thing is, if you really like maps, you can have your instrument cluster, your PCM, and your passenger display all display a map at the same time if you really want to. Yeah.
Different maps or this one?
Oh, It'll be the same map in different configurations. Yeah. Yeah, it won't be panoramic.
So can your passenger just play games?
They cannot play games. You can watch videos when stationary if they're on a media source. So it can be plugged in, yeah. They have to be, yeah.
What's the range?
The range, so it varies between the models. On this turbo cross Turismo, I believe I have it in miles. It's a little over 200 miles, but the EPA rating that I use often is the 4S. It's 365 kilometers EPA rated for the Taycan 4S. Now, we've done independent testing that shows us it's more than 400. And there's a lot of online information about EPA ranges versus real life. It really depends. In the dead of winter, your range will be less than in the heat of summer, depending on your cargo capacity and so on. So 400 is what I like to say from a practical standpoint, but the official EPA rating for Taycan 4S, 365 kilometers.
How much do you lose just sitting there? Parked for like 2-4 days, you lose a lot?
No, that's the term for that industry is vampire draw. What's being drawn we're not using much. It's not as hefty. I went camping this weekend. The car was parked for 2 days, and I lost 1%. And I was in the car charging my phone for quite some time.
Okay, good. If there's a power failure in your house, the Taycan power your house.
No.
And repeat the question.
So the question is from Zoom. If you have a power failure at home, can you power the house with your car? And that's called vehicle to grid charging. It's like reverse charging. It's not on the Taycan as a standard feature. It's been discussed, and some other manufacturers are doing things like that with a battery. But as of right now, no, you can't put power back into your home from a Taycan. Yeah.
What's your responsibility at Porsche Canada?
I'm product manager for Taycan and charging infrastructure. So a bit about how we offer the car in the market, how we position it from a charging standpoint and pricing standpoint, and making sure that charging works for customers.
Is there ever going to be a Taycan convertible?
I hope so, but as of right now, I don't think there would be, and it wouldn't be called that if it's in the cards. I haven't heard any chatter about that either. All right, well, I think we're good for questions. I say feel free to take a look. I can't open the doors, let everyone inside, but I'll let them be open so you can check out the interior. Yeah, and I'm around for any questions if anyone has any. Thanks.
Awesome. And I just want to take this opportunity as well to welcome a new position that we have with our club. Catherine Menge, you are somewhere. Catherine is somewhere. She left. She's back in the parking lot. So she's back there anyway. So Catherine, many of you know her. She used to work at Porsche Cars Canada. So she is our new Porsche Club liaison. She's waving. Wave to Catherine, everybody. Hi, Catherine. Yeah. So she disappears for her announcement. That's all right. So we're excited to have her on board. She obviously knows Kush and all the folks at Porsche Canada. So there's lots to do with, within a year or two, there will be 8 Porsche centers in Southern Ontario. A few years ago, there was 3. So Porsche is growing and we love it. We love it when these cars come out. So for our next little bit of fun, just to wrap up. So just so you know, the bar will be open a little bit later. So if you want to stick around and say hello to other people and have a beverage, you're more than welcome to. We have some prizes here that we want to give out thanks to Porsche Canada, as well as thanks to our UCR goodie store. And with the prizes, so the UCR goodie store prizes will be won by the virtual audience. So those of you at home, get ready. You have some prizes that you could potentially win, and we've got some prizes here as well. So we're going to draw some prizes. So Jackie.
So everyone get your yellow raffle tickets out. So we have in-person prizes that Dagmar has. So our first prize is a electric Porsche edition book. So learn all things electric. So the winning ticket is 2303244, ending in 244.
You have to look at the ticket.
There we go.
Bill one.
So this is a wonderful book, kind of ties into the TICON. It's from the Porsche Museum. I actually bought this book for myself. It's a very nice piece. And so we're going to do a virtual prize now. So Bill, can you pick a letter? Any letter in the alphabet? F. So Jackie's going to look up somebody on our virtual who has their name starts with an F.
If your name starts with F on the chat, type in the Zoom chat, and you win the next prize.
So that person's going to chime in, and they're going to
Frank's iPhone. Frank, what's your last
win
name?
a
Can you type
UCR
that in the
goodie
chat
hat.
as well? Frank Deluso, perfect. So Frank, you win a hat of the goodie store.
Okay, yep. So Frank will win a prize from the goodie store, a hat from the goodie store. So that will be in the mail for Frank. And our next, we have a limited edition model from Porsche Canada. So they have various models that they do limited edition, and they're for some of the special events. So this is for the Camp 4 Canada special 911. And our next winner.
Winning ticket ends in 241.
Peter wins everything.
What do you mean?
You have to model it.
Oh.
He can win both.
There, and now you turn around.
There you go. You're a model. So that was a hat from collectorcarcanada.ca. Thank you to them for the donation. And we have another car model. And this model goes to Jackie.
Winning ticket number ends in 233.
233, Robert West. Congratulations. And Robert, we need a letter from the alphabet.
I took your ticket.
Z. Z. So, Z, do we have someone? Z from the chat. Do you have a second letter?
Xenon. Xenon.
Xenon?
So we have Zian Reitmer.
Oh,
Wow, congratulations. She has a Z in her name. It doesn't start with a Z.
so we have somebody with a Z in their name, and their name is?
Zian Reitmer.
There we go, Zian Reichmer. Congratulations. Wonderful. And then, so we have a nice, beautiful poster here from Porsche Canada, the 718 Cayman, and prize winning ticket. Okay.
Winning ticket ends in 224.
Oh, George.
Thank you very much. Lovely colour. Absolutely brilliant.
Oh, I let
Okay.
you do the work.
Yeah, I'll do it. It's a nice one.
Very careful with the baby.
I
huh?
will.
Very gentle.
Perfect.
So let me
Joel.
Oh, no, you're-
I think we'll do a few more live.
Okay, thank you.
So the next winning ticket is for, what do we have, Dagmar?
Yep, we have another.
Do you want the hat and the
Winning
model?
ticket ends in 254.
254. 254. Going once, twice. Nope. Okay.
All right, second chance, 223.
223. Winner.
Oh, look,
Ah, Peter.
let's see.
Thank you.
A nice new hat.
Thank you.
Another gold hat here.
So we have another limited edition Porsche 911 model.
Winning
From-
ticket, 292.
Hey.
Congratulations. Very good.
Congratulations.
Okay, Rosemary, pick a letter.
Well, if it was M, there would be a lot of winners.
All right, is anyone on Zoom, does your first or last name start with Q? And type your name in the chat,
Q.
first and last, and you win a prize. Going once. Going twice. Rosemary, what's your second favorite letter? J?
J.
Anybody J on the chat? Wayman Jang, he was the first one in. That starts with a J. Congratulations, Wayman. You win a hat from the Goodie Store as well.
So our next prize,
Can't have a social without Wayman winning.
Dagmar is going to model this prize. Nice.
Ticket number ends in 267.
It's a lovely keychain. You
Or-
just need that.
Porsche Crest keychain. There you go. Congratulations, Steve.
You're the lucky winner. That's a beautiful.
First in-person social, you get a prize.
Steve
For you.
Oakley is a new member. Welcome. Congratulations. We have something else, Dagmar? It's the never-ending bags. This is what happens when you don't do a social in 17 months.
It's an empty box, so it's a
I'll
pretty
take it.
box.
It's a nice box.
So this is a 718 Boxster. It's a special kind of toy thing. It has a globe and there's a little model car, and the model car goes around the globe.
Winning ticket number 270.
Yeah, underneath.
We don't want to destroy it.
Ooh, congratulations. So we don't want to destroy it, but
Nice.
we want to show it to you. It's heavy, and there's a
I
model,
just showed- Can you see like that?
and there's a
then
model car in there too.
Oh, this.
There
it's a
we
big
go.
car. It goes around the globe.
Choking hazard.
So we have one more Porsche model. So we'll pull out one more number.
Winning ticket number for the fourth model is 259.
259. Last Porsche model, Laurel. Congratulations. Laurel is our club membership chair.
You know you need another car, right?
The red one.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Well, so that basically wraps up our, no, it doesn't wrap up our social. We have another hat. Okay,
248.
248. There we go.
Thank you.
Yeah, and we have one more, and that's a special one. And this really is the last one.
Winning ticket for the
So
final
it's,
prize of the night is 272.
It's a 911 GT3. Perfect. Yeah, for your man cave. That's right. Or your she shed or wherever.
Wherever
Yeah,
you get.
yeah, wherever.
I'm gonna find a space now.
There you go.
Did you hear that, Dave Walker? Man cave.
Dave Walker's not the only one who has a man cave.
Thank you so much.
So thank you everyone for coming. As I mentioned, we've got lots more in-person events coming up. September 4th, Concord. Just pay attention to the eBlast website, social media. You'll see everything broadcast, and we hope that you come out and enjoy. Special thank you to Hansa House. This is their first event in 16 months that they serve food at. So a special thank you to them. Were the schnitzels too small? Yeah. Oh, I don't need to eat for 24 hours. So you're welcome to stay, have a beverage in the bar there, come out and enjoy the cars, enjoy. So yeah, if you have any other questions, and normally we do a new member welcome, but I was looking at our roster, and because we haven't done an in-person social in 17 months, we've got lots of new members. So I do welcome you. I know you've all received your pins and decals. They've been out in the mail. So, but we do have Greg. But don't want to. What's your last name? So you joined what, last week?
Got it.
He was last week and he joined the social just before it sold out. So he was our newest club member. He doesn't yet have a pin and your decal, so I'll give you those before you leave. So welcome. And thank you for joining us. And we look forward to seeing you at the next event. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks to everybody who joined us online. See you next time soon.